Howdy, partners! Meet Theodore Roosevelt. Commonly referred to as Teddy, he was one of the U.S.'s most impactful leaders, and the man we'll refer to as the Cowboy President. Wait. No, that's not Teddy Roosevelt. Mia, where's the real picture of Roosevelt? This is just a picture of you dressed up as Teddy. Ah, that's better. Teddy Roosevelt transformed from a sickly New York boy who dreamt of wildlife adventures into a cowboy riding the wild terrains of Dakota. Later, this cowboy at heart ascended to become America's 26th president, taking a firm stand against powerful corporations and passionately defending nature. Thrust into the presidency after his predecessor was assassinated, Teddy faced the challenges of the White House with the same bravery he showed on the open plains. While we've explored the broader movements of the progressive era, today we zoom in on Teddy. As a key figure of progressivism, Teddy championed reforms that tackled big business dominance and protected natural treasures. Why focus on him? Because, in many ways, he embodied the progressive spirit, advocating for fairness and change that would shape America's future. As we go through our lesson, we are going to focus on Roosevelt's key domestic policy, or his main approach to politics within the United States, the Square Deal. Our learning objectives for today are to describe the 3 C's of Roosevelt's Square Deal and analyze the impact of each of the 3 C's on American society during the Progressive Era. Teddy Roosevelt's Square Deal was like a cowboy's handshake with the American people, ensuring everyone a fair shot in the rodeo of opportunity. This deal was built on 3 key ideas: conservation of natural resources, control of corporations, and consumer protection. Let's break these down, and be sure to follow along with your Square Deal graphic organizer in your PDF. The first of the 3 C's is conservation. Just as a cowboy treasures the open plains, Teddy knew that America's wild landscapes were among its greatest treasures. Although Teddy pushed for U.S. expansion and imperialism, he also realized the country's natural resources were not unlimited and needed protection. Teddy was deeply committed to conserving natural resources. Under his watchful eye, he founded the United States Forest Service and designated 5 national parks, including the first one created during his presidency, the breathtaking Crater Lake National Park. Altogether, that's a whopping 230 million acres of public land safeguarded, all due to Teddy's unwavering dedication. Pause here to answer the question: why do you think it was important for Teddy to protect these natural resources? The impact of the first C, conservation, is evident in the millions of acres of natural land safeguarded by Teddy's Square Deal. These parks, still intact today, have preserved unique ecosystems and have provided people with places to connect with nature for over a century. The second C of Roosevelt's plan was the control of corporations. Just like a cowboy wrangles in wild horses, Teddy believed the government should step up to rope in big businesses to make sure they played fair. To do this, Teddy focused on breaking up U.S. businesses called trusts. A trust is like a supersized company that controls many smaller businesses in the same industry, making it really powerful and often limiting fair competition. This often results in what we call a monopoly, when one business or person controls almost everything in that market. For example, imagine if one person owned all of the stores that made and sold cowboy hats in town. They could decide all the prices and hat choices, which might not be fair to customers or other hat makers. Take a few moments to write your answer to this question in your PDF. How do you think a trust could hurt the economy and the people in it? Yeah, if there is no competition to drive prices down, then consumers could have to pay a lot more for their awesome cowboy hats. Teddy broke up these trusts by creating laws to separate these big companies into smaller ones, ensuring more fair competition. So, what was the impact of our second C in the Square deal? Before Teddy, big businesses often controlled entire industries, making it difficult for smaller companies to compete. Teddy's Square deal helped reduce this power. His actions resulted in more competition, which often leads to better products, better prices, and better treatment of workers. All right, partners, we've wrangled through 2 parts of Roosevelt's roundup, and now we're on to our final C, consumer protection. Think of Teddy as a trusty cowboy, ensuring that no member of his herd, that's the American folks, got left behind or treated unfairly by sneaky cattle rustlers, or in this case, businesses. Teddy spurred the government into action, making sure food and medicine were safe to use. This was a big change. For the first time, the government stepped up to protect folks like us from harmful products. Now, ponder a moment. Have you heard of any recent recalls on toys, food, or maybe even car seats? Those safety alerts are a legacy of Teddy's actions. Before Teddy's Square deal, some businesses were wild, like Untamed Frontier, selling just about anything. Remember how we learned about the sketchy meatpacking practices in the jungle? Well, thanks to Teddy, companies had to be honest about what they were selling. That means we got safer food to eat and trustworthy things for our homes. The lasting impact of our final C, consumer protection, is that Teddy's Square deal laid down the law, leading to safer products and a lot more confidence in what we buy. Just like a cowboy reshaping the wild frontier, through the Square deal, Teddy Roosevelt molded the role of the presidency and the guiding hand of the federal government. His focus on conservation, control of corporations, and consumer protection still influences people's lives today. So, from reduced corporate power to safer products to preserve natural beauty, Teddy's Square deal continues to shape America. Teddy Roosevelt, our cowboy president, became the power behind a lot of the changes enacted during the Progressive Era. Take a moment and reflect. What do you think was the most important impact of the Square deal for U.S. citizens? In our next lesson, we'll discover how the policies of the Progressive Era helped to reshape democracy in the United States. But until next time, remember, shaping the future begins with understanding the past.